Y'all caught me at the tail end of my song. Not sure if something's coming on next. That's a little bit more upbeat than the last one. You know how we do it on Wind Down Wednesday. We're back on Wednesday night. Yeah. Welcome on this amazing Wednesday evening. I appreciate you all for tuning in to Get to Know Bob, this amazing platform where we bring on a Black business owner, musician, author, founders of nonprofits, just amazing things going on in the community by our amazing people. We get an opportunity every week to have a conversation with a change maker, a passion person, any and everybody who is doing some phenomenal things for our community. I am your host, Sonia M. Weaver, and welcome. I am excited for tonight's show. I have a question to my people here in Michigan. Are you excited that we finally got the heat? Yes, I am. I absolutely love the heat, and I am glad that it is here. The only problem I have is when I'm rushing in the summer, because I'm telling you, with the little matureness I have on me, is matureness a word? I just made it up if it's not. I have my own personal summers when I get too busy. And so my summer combined with summer, it gets a little too hot sometimes. So I am glad I have an opportunity to sit back, sit down, chill for a moment, and get to have this conversation so that you can find out about our fabulous Bob that is on tonight. With that being said, let's get right into it. Giving you a phenomenal recap of my weekend. Okay, so if you saw my post, then you know that I am believing in self-care. And you know I'm a believer anyway of self-care. So I go to Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Ann Arbor. This is owned by a couple, a wonderful couple, and they have committed to bringing self-care to the Ann Arbor location as well as our Ferndale location here in Michigan. So if you want to support a Bob franchise, make sure you make your next appointment at Hand and Stone. Again, if you saw my video, then you would see that I took you guys through just a little bit of the waiting area. And as it says, self-care is so important, because some people say I was saying important, and I say important. I just don't emphasize the M, okay? But self-care is very, very important, and you must remember to do so. Their facility is phenomenal. I highly recommend you going to Hand and Stone. I haven't been to the Ferndale location, so I can't really tell you firsthand about that one, but definitely the Ann Arbor location never disappoints, and my therapist is thebomb.com. Then that evening, I got funkified, like funkified. You know, I've been promoting this concert series for several weeks. If you did not get your tickets and you were not in the house, it is really your own fault. This was a phenomenal event. I have a little clip to show you of what you missed. flashback is great. I'm telling you, in person was so much more phenomenal. The way the music hits your soul, we were in there just dancing and having a good time, going back to some of our classics that we grew up with, just having a great time within the city. I just say it didn't disappoint. Next time I tell you about a concert, you may want to make sure you're in the house. That's all I'm saying. And lastly, I supported the big sis, auntie, grandma, all of the things you didn't know about menopause. And this was an eye opening afternoon. I did not know what to expect, to be honest. And I was pleasantly surprised. It kicked off with a phenomenal storyteller. Here's a small clips of what she said in her conversation specifically about menopause. Now, I'm sorry if the volume came by a little bit low, but believe me, when we had everything prepared, it was normal. Her conversation, or her performance, I should say, was really impactful. At the end, she talked about when she did like this, she was saying that she was feeling like at 45, like she couldn't wear clothing that she used to wear because all of a sudden now you're in this menopause, this older woman area. And it was like, who says that? Who says that? Women, be you, unapologetically you. Do not let society dictate to you what you should do based on your age and or what you might be going through. You're still phenomenal, and be phenomenally you, unapologetically. Okay, that is what I got from going to that event. It was phenomenal, and I'm going to encourage that we have other events to open up the conversation. I learned so much that I didn't know, and as a result, I have something coming for you for our deal of the day. Our deal of the day is giving you this free gift: A to Z of menopause symptoms. There are I think 80, 90 symptoms of menopause. And let me tell you, I only knew 3. That's only 3 that was ever talked about in my family. That would be our flashes, hot flashes, our night sweats, and then the chills. That was pretty much it. We didn't go into any other symptoms. So I was surprised to find out that some of the things that I've been experiencing actually, most likely, highly probable, have been related to menopause and not anything else, I thought. So women, especially, I mean, if you're a man and you're viewing and you have a woman in your life, you would still want to get this free gift. So let me tell you exactly how you will get this gift. And it's by the author Cheryl King. And thank you, Cheryl, for your dedication on creating conversation around where in some circles is a taboo subject. So to get your free copy, 3 easy steps. 1, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send us a pic to confirm. Like and or follow us on our social media platforms. Send us a pic to confirm. Now, if you have already done number 1 and number 2, you are ahead of the game. And remember, just because you have done these steps or you have already received a free gift, you are still eligible. Keep racking up those free gifts if you want to. And then make sure you share and tag. That's right. You're going to share 5 of our episodes on your social media and tag us so that we know that you shared them. Send this information to info@dealswithbob.com. The first person to complete the 3 steps will receive that free gift. Remember, you only have 7 days to get this completed. Make sure you don't wait. Do it ASAP. I'm telling you, a woman would love you. And women, you will love doing it for yourself to get those additional information about the menopause and menopause symptoms. Moving right along in our show, we're going to go over into our featured nonprofit. Today is May 31st, so it is the final day that we will be featuring Urban Unity, transforming minds, transforming lives, fostering love. Urban Unity creates a safe haven for children and families within the foster care system. Their vision is for every child impacted by foster care to be empowered and equipped to reach their fullest potential, fully capable of living out loud with their very best versions of themselves. They provide programs that give foster parents and children the tools and resources needed to help them live more healthy, happy, and fulfilled lives. Their programs foster children focused on college and career readiness, personal and professional development, health and wellness, and life skills. They provide a network of civic engagement and community support to propel foster children and family further. Their focus is to educate, empower, equip, and expose. They create a safe haven and safety net for children experiencing foster care. And we want to thank Urban Unity for all of the work that they do for the community. We appreciate you. Anyone looking to volunteer and support a nonprofit, we highly recommend you supporting Urban Unity. Our featured business on tonight's show is 5 Stones Digital. Let's take a moment to see what they do. Five Stones Digital will create digital content to grow your business. Five Stones Digital was founded on the belief that digital media can serve as a valuable tool to allow all businesses, regardless of size, to communicate their message. And as you imagine, that wonderful video was created by Five Stone Digital. So you have an idea of the type of impact your business can have when working with Five Stone Digital. Now, moving into our deals for consumer members, we are kicking it off with a deal from Five Stones Digital, where they will be offering 10% off their digital services for consumer members. Today, Smile is offering 50% off whitening. The Amazing Woman Network is offering 20% off AWM merchandise or financial services. Affordable Veterinary Clinic is offering free well exams for new clients with the purchase of vaccines. And Bright Tech Communication is offering 10% off their services. And if you are a business owner and you want to offer deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards to our consumer members, visit www.dealswithbob.com and join today. And consumer members, how do you become a consumer member? You go to the same website, www.dealswithbob.com, but you would click on consumer sign up, and then you will pay your annual membership fee, and you will benefit from all the deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards offered by our business owners. Before we go any further, I want to say thank you for joining in your comments. So I'm putting a pin in it because we have some comments. Mona, if you need that book, then do those 3 steps, my girl. I think you probably already have the first 2 complete. Go ahead and do that 3rd step, and we will send you that digital book right away. Thank you, Tim, for joining. I appreciate you. Yes, and it's good to see digital services. It does make an impact on your business. Now get your pen, get your paper, because it is time to stay connected. Now, I told you about the 3 amazing events I attended. We talk about them. If you don't write them down, you're going to miss out. And we have some phenomenal events coming your way. I would like to tell you first and foremost, if you missed last week's episode with our conversation with Dr. Eddie Connor, then you need to go right on over to YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed while you're there and play the replay of that conversation. It is absolutely phenomenal. Nice Time Fridays, every Friday night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Uprising Band at Cola's. Make sure that you're in the building. Merchants Are Us and Divalicious Enterprise present Business Shower Part 2, Business Elevation, June 3rd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. June 3rd kicks off with Jamal King Mellow Man Clark at Norma G's. Showtime is from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Bring your appetite and full joy the sounds and atmosphere at Norma G's. You can hear old school R&B, reggae, calypso, and pop, and much more. This is happening every Saturday, kicking off on June the 3rd. Well, hello, Pittsburgh. Yes, Mona Lisa's Lyrics will be celebrating a mompreneur and dadpreneur with lots of gifts on June 3rd and 4th, live in Pittsburgh. If you want your products featured in the upcoming nationwide tour, call Mona at 586-460-8981 for more information. Unity Family Affair Adult and Youth Bowling Club. Make sure that you begin to send in your registrations. This is going to be happening on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And it's just $15 per team per week. Don't delay. It's going to be starting up very soon. Sandylands present Got Inspiration Wooden Canvas Paint Party. on June 11th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Detroit SIP. Purse Purge with a Purpose, Thursday, June 15th from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Join the special night at Vino and Vibes in Unica. Your purse with the goodies packed in it is benefiting a girl like me. Entry is $10 and you will pay at the door. Detroit Book City Juneteenth Book Fair, Saturday, June 17th from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Celebrating freedom through literacy. Our own Wall Street's Juneteenth Gala, a night of jazz with special guests Sky Covington and keynote speaker Tanya M. Hill on June 17th from 7 p.m. to midnight at Mary Grove Conservancy. In Harmony Cafe, Sweets and More is having their community revitalization festival, the Energy Concert Series. And remember, we kicked it off on May 18th with King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings, with me introducing them as the host. Additional concert is June the 22nd, July the 20th, and August the 12th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Motor City Princess Ball is Sunday, June the 25th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is a formal event for girls ages 5 through 18. Dinner, dancing, and giveaways. The newest and fastest growing outdoor concert series is happening beginning June 30th, running through September the 1st. The John Lawrence Jazz Festival Summer Series. Make sure you come on out. It's free. Parking is only $5. The Access Identity Crisis, Ideas, Impact, and Influence, happening Saturday, August the 5th. Register now. Don't delay. And let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected segment. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. I told you it would be a lot of amazing events happening throughout our community, and I am so glad that I get a piece of part of it to be able to share with you. So I'm telling you, you definitely have no excuse not to want to be a part of what's going on in our community. Are you excited for that time of the show where we get to have our conversation with our guests? And for tonight's show, we will be speaking with the phenomenal Cheryl Lynn Pope. Welcome. How are you tonight?
Hi, I am great. Thanks so much for having me again.
Yes, you are definitely one of our favorites in past conversations. And I am so sorry. Normally I do that. I cannot believe I didn't have them pull up the last time you were on the show. But that's okay. We'll make sure it gets on social media.
Okay, sounds good to me.
But for those who might have missed the previous show and are tuning in for the first time tonight, I'm going to still pass the baton over to you, Cheryl, giving you an opportunity to self-introduce. Tell people a little bit about you. What's some fun and news that we may not know, what you do, and then why you do what you do.
Okay. I guess you could say I'm a Jill of a lot of trades here. I am a children's author. I have just published my third book in 21 called, and I have a copy right here,
Okay.
called The Adventures of Princess Zarya, Best Friends and the Bee. Let me see if it goes. Yeah, Best Friends and the Bee. And it's about best friends who enter a school spelling bee together. And
Mm.
it details what happens as they prepare for the spelling bee. In the back of the book, I have actual spelling words for the kids to study.
Okay.
So it starts for kids, the spelling words for pre-K through fifth grade.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And to complement that, the Scripps National Spelling Bee is today and tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, so if your kid is wanting to watch the spelling bee, or maybe they're in their school spelling bee, this would be a good book for them.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
I also have a Princess fan club. It's a Princess Zarya fan club. It's a national fan club for girls.
Mm.
Um, and they receive a package in the mail. So if you have children, you know, when you
Mhm.
get the mail, they're asking, did anything come for me? Did I get anything? And normally they don't.
Right.
But with the fan club, they do. They get a package in their name for them specifically. So we're excited to do that. We've been doing that since 2010.
Okay.
Okay. And then our signature princess event is our Princess Ball. And I'm sure you'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we're
Exactly.
so excited to host this year's Princess Ball, which will take place next month.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, for those watching, what Cheryl said about kids' excitements of getting things in the mail, I know I went through some of the images, and if you go to her social media page, there are some pictures that people have sent in to show like their kids opening up the
Yes.
packaging. You can see the excitement on their face, and I just know that that has have to be something that is amazing. Now, have you had, because you've been doing this for a while, then, do you have any children that started off young that are now a little bit older that still talk about how they felt when they got their package in the mail?
Oh, yes, most definitely. You know, I started the fan club in 2010, right after my first children's book was released. And
Mm.
so those girls, believe it or not, they're in college now.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
I had one. I have one actually that's graduating from high school this year. She wants to be a nurse, but
Mm.
even before that, we have girls that are in college. I mean, my daughter Zaria, who is the inspiration for everything, she's a senior in college now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, we follow the girls through everything that they've been doing, from their academics to extracurricular activities, just everything. So we're
Mm.
super excited, to have them be a part. And then they just talk about how much it just meant to them to be a part of the fan club and be a part of the different events that we've had. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Now I'm gonna take a little pen before I ask the next question because there were some comments that were going on, and then okay, Mona, be the first to complete the steps. That's all we need. And
What's
I
the
get that
win?
from you. She wants that book. I'm telling you, it was eye opening. OMG! I actually want to sponsor an event myself because you will be amazed at how much information that was talked about and discussed, and really that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Now, 10 says summer is lit and official. It definitely is. All of the amazing things going on, including the Princess Ball. We're going to say that.
Most
10
definitely.
says, welcome, Cheryl. And Mona says, great, encouraging business, beautiful. She
Thank
loves what
you.
you're doing. Yes,
Thank
I
you so
do
much.
too. Now, what I was going to say is you mentioned that your daughter Zaria was the inspiration. She is now a senior. what was going on though? Take us back in time.
Mhm.
And she was your inspiration. Why? What was going on?
Well, personally, I've always wanted to write. I had creative writing classes in elementary and middle, even through high school, and so one of my goals was to be a published author. But life happens, and you put things on the back burner. But every year, I notice that I make New Year's resolutions. A lot of people call them goals, but to me, they're the same thing. And so it was a reoccurring theme. Every year I wrote down, I wanted to write a book. And so in 2005, I said, this is the last year that I'm going to write this, resolution. I'm going to do it. Okay. So in November of 2005, I wrote my very first book, which was a parenting book called 25 Ways to Make Your Child Feel Special. And it was dedicated to my children, Zaria, and my oldest, my son, Marty. And so after that, I decided that I would delve into the children's book genre. Okay. And so Zaria being my daughter, I said, you know what? I really want to write a book for girls. And so that's how it started in terms of writing the book, and with her being the main character. Her and her best friend at the time, Shania, they met in Head Start. They met in Head Start. And so they are the two main characters, in both books. Okay. And so that's really was the inspiration, behind writing the book. I mean, we've had so many events around the Princess brand. Okay. Initially it was to sell books. What can I do to, market, my books? But then the actual events took a life of their own. And we just started having events after event after event for girls around, being a princess.
I love it. I love it. So, of course, the next question we have to know.
What's that?
What are the events that kind of stemmed off from the book? And then what events are currently still happening? Now, of course, we talked about the Princess Ball, but you can continue to speak on that. We're going to go into details with that one, of course, because you have an upcoming event.
Yes.
But take us back to all of the different events that
kind of. Oh my gosh, we had so many, Sonia, so many. Our very first event was a tea party, a princess tea party.
Okay.
And it was held on the west side of Detroit. And the name of the organization really escapes me right now, but it is a nonprofit organization where we held the event. Okay. And then the big event after that was the premiere of Princess and the Frog. So now I see that the Little Mermaid is taking over what the Princess and the Frog was doing back then. With all these girls. I mean, if you just go through your timeline and you see all these girls dressed like Little Mermaids, I mean, it is just so inspirational just to see these girls, experience this. Right. And so I'm just, I'm in awe of it. We've had a jewelry making party. We've had cookie decorating. We've had a yogurt and yoga. Okay. Where the girls, had a yoga class, and then, we had yogurt, trying to be healthy, And we did that. Oh my goodness, we've just had so many.
It sounds like it.
And the girls love our ice cream social. We've had for members only. We just had one last year in July.
Can I interject one for those who missed on the last show? I was intrigued by the chocolate one.
Yes, we've had our chocolate parties. And so for the chocolate party, it's just like it sounds. I mean, we just get chocolate wasted. We have all kind of chocolate treats, chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate potato chips. One year we even had chocolate covered bacon. And
Okay.
you know, yes, you would think like chocolate covered bacon, but it had the sweet and salty, savory taste. I mean, it was, I just got, a few just for sampling. But people talked about that for months. It was like that was so good.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, chocolate covered bacon. It was a hit.
Awesome. Awesome. OMG. So, this, I want to know, I'm going to pull it up because I want to know, is this become, or has it become, the signature event of everything that you've done?
Most definitely, yes, most definitely. Our first ball took place in 2012. It was at a place called CJ's Place in Dearborn. And again, that was in 2012, and we've had it every year since that. This is our 12th year having the ball. So girls have grown up with that. And then just to give you a little background information from the ball, we highlight girl, it's not, a lot of people think it's a daddy-daughter event, those who have not been. But it's for girls. It's to empower girls. It's to inspire girls. It is for girls. And so, we've had girls who have had their own businesses. Our very first ball, we flew in a young lady from Ohio. She had her own, she started a nonprofit called Hannah Socks, where she donated socks to homeless. And so, we just really want to, empower girls and let girls know that they don't have to wait until they're adult to live their best life. You know what I mean?
It. Yes.
Girls, like I said, they have their own businesses. We've celebrated girls who, may not have been the A student, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they improved, you know what I mean? So we had like the best improved award. They may have D's and F's for the first semester, but they brought their grades up to A's and B's. So of course we wanted to acknowledge them.
Right.
Because, those kids really don't get the accolades that the A and B students get. They get to try harder, you'll do better next time. But, sometimes it's really hard for kids in school.
Yes.
And we wanted to, acknowledge them. And so that's what we did.
And I love that. And I'm just going to add a comment on that part is, the education system does not take into account all of the different ways people learn information.
Yes.
And, some information can be presented to you in the classic school system way, and you might get it. And then there could be a vast amount of information that's presented in that classic way that you just cannot connect with. And it's not that you can't process the information. I mean, sometimes we can't, but a good majority can. It's just the way it's presented to them and the way it's been packaged to them. So I'm glad you do recognize people, or children, I should say. Well, let me go back. It's not even children. It's young girls. Okay,
yes.
Young girls.
Yes.
For their efforts and the work that they do, and being diligent not to give up. Because that is true. Sometimes you feel defeated when you give it your all. There's nothing there. But if you give it your all and you show an improvement, and to get recognized for that, that's amazing. I'm sure that has made impact over the years.
Most definitely. Yes.
So is there still time for people if now they're watching and tuning in and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I want my princess to be part of the Princess Ball?
Well, Sonia, today actually is the last day to register for the Princess Ball. We've been promoting it for at least 5 or 6 months now.
I know it's been on our show for at least a couple months.
Yes. So we're so excited to have it, but we do have to have a cutoff because it's a catered event.
Gotcha.
And so the caterers, have to know how many people they will be serving. And then with the Princess Ball, the girls, let me just show you some of the things that they'll receive. So when they come to the ball at the registration table, they will receive a tiara. So this is one style. And then we have this style right here. We have about 5 different styles of tiaras. But the girls, when they come in to, to sign in, they will receive a tiara. We also will have giveaways for the girls. And so these are 2 of the giveaways that we will offer. The Bel Air is a movie theater in Detroit, 8 Mile and Van Dyke area. And then here, Little Caesars is a pizzeria, and they are headquartered in Detroit. So Motor City is a nickname for Detroit.
Yes.
So all of the gift card giveaways will be from businesses that are in Detroit.
I
We
love it.
also will have a table next to the registration table with Detroit made products. So as you'll know, Better Made
Mm-hmm.
chip snack food, they're made in Detroit. They're
Yeah.
on Gratiot in Detroit. Fago is also on Gratiot in Detroit.
Yes.
And they're manufactured here. They also Verner's is another beverage company in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we have the big 3. You can't forget the Motor City.
Right.
It's the big 3: Ford, Chrysler, and GM. So anyway,
Exactly.
we'll have a table dedicated to the Detroit made and manufactured products.
I love
Yes,
it.
this is
I
not
love
too
it.
late, but today is the last day, and it will close. Registration will close 11:59 p.m. tonight.
11:59. Okay, you have a few hours. Those that
Yes.
are watching, make sure you forward it to other people who have girls that need to be honored as little princesses that they are. And it's
Yes,
not
and
just
we have
daddy
teenagers.
daughter.
We have the teenagers coming, so it's formal. Everybody's wearing their formal gowns. If people ask me, "Oh, does it have to be long?" No, you can wear a shorter, dress that's formal.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of girls do choose to wear the longer gowns.
Yes.
So it's really up to you. And we just look forward to, we have dancing. We got a DJ who's been our DJ for 12 years. He's, spinning the tunes. And then all the music, Sonia, if you listen to music nowadays on the radio, I mean, you will be appalled.
Yeah.
So what I do is I actually hand select the music, and I'm listening. I go on YouTube. I'm listening for any suggestive lyrics. I'm listening for any cursing, anything. And if you're doing that, you're not going to be played at our Princess Ball.
I love it.
Yes.
I love
So
it.
the music is clean, clean, clean. So parents will have anything to worry about in terms of, their children hearing inappropriate music.
I
And
love
they
it.
love it. They have fun, they dance, they know how to do the hustle. I mean, the very first year, Sonya, you're gonna laugh at this. My sister-in-law, she really knows how to dance. And so I said, Bridget, I need you to come to the ball. I need you to show the girls, how to do these hustle dances.
Mhm.
She was like, okay. The music started, Sonya, them girls were on the floor doing them dances. They knew how to dance. They were hustling big time.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. That's
Yes, yes.
hilarious.
They know how to dance.
Well, one thing that I want to encourage people is not to think like, oh, okay, I'm just hearing about it today. I mean, really pass it on, because we've had 12 years of phenomenal balls, and
Yeah.
I swear you communicated something that is going to be changing regarding the ball. Is that true?
Yes. Unfortunately, it's kind of bittersweet in terms. You may wonder how is it sweet, but I'm going to tell you. So it's bittersweet because the bitter part is I won't be hosting the ball after this year, only because I've been having eye issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of hard. If you've ever held an event, the behind the scenes is what really, put the event, out there on the map. And
Right.
so when it's hard for you to do the back end stuff, it's very challenging.
Right.
So
Right.
I didn't want to, go on and not being able to, um,
Give it your
do it,
best.
yeah, in my
Mhm.
at my fullest potential. So that's the bitter part. But the sweet part is that I've touched so many girls. I've touched so many lives. I mean, can you imagine being, I guess our youngest awardee was 10. Can
Okay.
you imagine getting an award at 10 years old for a
Mhm.
business that you created? She had
Right.
a lip gloss business. And I just feel good to be able to do that. And then also it opens the door for other things that I want to do around the girls.
Yeah.
So and I've shared this on social media, so I can share this now. I want to open a bookstore. I'm
Oh,
going to open a bookstore.
I
And
love it.
so, that's been one of my dreams since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm working, right now to make that happen. And I'm so super excited about that.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. And here on Get to Know Bob and on Deals with Bob, we believe in literacy.
Yes.
And it's just important to actually read, physically read. And even though we have the Kindles and the online, there's something about your fingers
Mm-hmm.
touching
Yeah.
paper and turning pages that
Right.
you kind of get connected in a different way to what is really happening and being created, and how your mind is being just exposed to open up your imagination. I can remember one of the saddest things a young boy told me. I
Mm.
was telling him, go out and play. You need to go play, because he was just getting busy in the wrong things and being in the
Right.
wrong place. And it's like, just go and play. He was like, that's what I'm trying to do, but they don't have any games. And I was like, well, you can make games up. Use your imagination.
Yes.
What is that? How do you do that?
Oh
And I
no.
was like, you don't know how to imagine? Oh my God. I can't
Right.
believe this. Video games are taking away our children's ability to imagine and to create and just, play and stuff. I was like, do you know how many times some inanimate object became something it wasn't?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
you have to be able to do that. And so I am excited for your next journey,
Thank you.
because all of that is in the pages of books. I am just
Exactly.
so excited for you.
Thank you. Yes, you can escape into the pages of a book. I did when I was a kid. I mean, oh my God, what reading Judy Blume and
Mhm.
all that, which they turned into a movie now.
Yes.
I've heard that was good. I want to actually see it because that was one of my favorite books growing up.
Okay. Okay. I haven't watched the movie either, but I heard it was good too.
Yes.
So you mentioned that this is your most current project, The
Yes.
Adventures of Princess Zarya
Yes.
and Best Friends and the Bee.
Yes.
Now, what inspired you to write this particular book?
Well, my daughter, and then also me when I was younger, I was in a spelling bee. And
Hmm.
my daughter was in the spelling bee at her, was it middle school? Well, it's probably both, elementary and middle.
Hmm.
And so I wanted to write a book around that for the fun of it, but also to encourage kids to read, to learn words, to
Hmm.
learn how to spell.
Hmm.
And in the book, it actually shows you how to spell, how you practice the spelling bee, how her parents quizzed her
Hmm.
for the spelling bee. And I won't tell you what happens in the end because you got to get the book, but it's a surprise ending. And so my best friend actually, I dedicated the book to her.
Okay.
Um, and we've been best friends since fourth grade.
Mhm.
So, a very, very long time. I won't tell you how long.
We won't ask either.
But we've been through so much. We've been through, the births of our children,
Mhm.
divorces, boyfriends. We even, I will say this. We even put on our black outfits when a guy did her wrong, and we had think of the Martin show when they were all in black around that table. And we had the magic markers, we had the sugar, we had the funnels. We was gonna really do some damage. But it didn't work out like that. Somebody spotted us and thwarted we couldn't
So
do it.
glad they did, so we can have the Motor City Princess balls.
I know, right?
Phenomenal.
But that's what best friends, we go back. We go back
Those
like
ride
that.
or die friends.
Ride or die, ride or die. So yeah, the book is dedicated to her. And actually, National Best Friends Day is coming up. It's on June 8th.
Okay.
When I started writing books, I really didn't know about all these different holidays
Yes.
that that are around. But yeah, National Best Friends Day is June 8th. And actually, that's when I had my book launch for my book signing and everything, because they're best friends in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So, it just was,
Makes sense.
It just makes sense to have it on Best Friends Day. So, and that's how it started with me writing books. I mean, I also write PR. I've been doing public relations for a number of years, and I've helped so many authors and small businesses get media coverage. So, like you said, reading actually inspires you and opens up so many doors.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think about when you were in school, you were thinking like you had to do this algebra or trigonometry or whatever. And you was like, I'm going to never use this. Why do I have to learn this? Right.
Exactly.
Which is true, actually. But reading, you're going to need that.
Mm-hmm.
Any job that you have, anything that you aspire to do, you have to know how to read.
Yes. And let's even take it a little step further. I had a conversation with my mother, and even Dr. Eddie Connor talked about it last week. It is a twofold. It is knowing and loving to read, but then also comprehending what you're reading.
Exactly.
And so it seems like the younger you start and the younger you start with being excited about reading, that it kind of goes hand in hand. It's when you kind of just get lost in the shuffle where it becomes like, oh, I don't want to read. And reading is all around you. It is how you absorb information. And I know we've cut, corners and have YouTube videos and all of this stuff on stream. But, it is something about being capable of going out there, gathering information, reading for yourself, and as you processing it, you sometimes can automatically, because of the comprehension,
yes,
some BS, or that's not true. That doesn't even sound right. It definitely is a value add to your life, and I am so glad that you spilled some tea tonight, letting us know that we're going to be on the lookout for a bookstore coming our way soon.
Yes, I will shout it to the rooftops.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So, Cheryl, with all of the years in which you have been doing this, and you've been doing it consistently, what has kept you encouraged to keep going?
Oh, wow. Well, my daughter is, like I said, the inspiration for it. And just to see her, she was really quiet when she was younger, and she's still quiet to a certain extent, but it has opened up so many doors for her. And she's learned leadership skills. She knows how to communicate. And then it's like my children are 11 years apart.
Oh,
yes. It's a big gap. So it's kind of like she was the only child
Mm-hmm.
growing up. So all these little girls are her sisters, you
Oh,
know, they're
yeah.
her little sisters. And
Mhm.
so it is just, so rewarding just to see them, meet her
Mhm.
and, talk with her, and she encourages them. And it's not just at our events. I mean, they are actually friends. They talk
Mhm.
on Instagram. They talk, on Facebook. They text each other. They have each other's phone numbers. So, I mean, it's
Yes.
it's it's a good dynamic there.
I love it. I love it. So, we know you mentioned about the ball going away, but I'm sure there's so many other things that you might not even thought of, Cheryl, that's going to be coming your way.
Yes.
How can people connect to you?
Well, they can always. Well, first of all, I live on Facebook. That is my second home. Although I have been getting a little bit more accustomed to Instagram.
Okay.
So I do have an Instagram, I do have Facebook, and I do have a Twitter. I'm not really on Twitter as much because
Mhm.
I really don't understand it as well as, you know, Facebook and
Yeah, I don't
Instagram.
tweet. I don't tweet too much either.
Yeah, I don't. And then I have a YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. The Adventures, no, it's called The Princess Within 313
Okay.
on YouTube. So they can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And
Gotcha.
also on my website, princesszaria.com.
Okay. And so my follow-up question was going to be, how do they get your latest book or your previous books?
Yes, you can actually go on to my website,
Mhm.
princesszaria.com, to order directly, from me. You can go to Amazon. It's at Barnes and Noble, Walmart,
Okay.
wherever books are sold. Even if they don't have it physically, they can order it. So yes.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Now, speaking of books,
Yes.
what book is on your nightstand or that you recently read or would highly recommend reading?
Well, I'm a reader. I read so very much. One of the books that is on my nightstand though is Will. So the book, the autobiography by Will Smith.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people they had the cancel culture for Will, but I found his book to be very intriguing.
Okay.
So I would say that is one of the books that I go back to and read. Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. And with that whole cancel culture thing, you can't cancel what God has created. I always
I
say
know
that.
exactly, right?
No.
Exactly.
So, so sure, is there anything that we haven't talked about on tonight's show that you want to make sure that you share this evening?
Wow. We've touched so many different things. I don't know if there's anything that I missed, but I do just want to encourage your viewers to go to the website to order your tickets for the Princess Ball.
Mhm.
Also, go to the website and order your copy of the book. If you have an organization that services young girls, feel free to make a bulk order for the books.
Okay.
If you know of anyone in your school system who makes those purchasing decisions for the school libraries and things like that, feel free to let them know that this is a book that really will help the children. And then it's a fun story about best friends. So
Right.
if you have a best friend, if your child have a best friend, it's just a great book to have. So
I love it.
I just encourage you to read, and read some more.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's just been a pleasure as always, and I will make sure that we connect the previous episodes with this one as well. For
Okay.
those of you watching, can you get excited? We have an action packed June coming up. Can you believe it? We are entering our 6th month of the year. I can't believe it. We're halfway through 2023. And in June, we're going to be having a conversation with Mona Lisa, kicking it off on June the 7th. Then we're going to be speaking with Dr. Portia Lockett on June the 14th. We will then be speaking with Mr. Charles McKay on June the 21st and ending the month on June 28th with Sanita Gary. I am so excited about these upcoming conversations. So, if you haven't done so, I have no idea what you're waiting for. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We really need the subscriptions going up because we have amazing content that needs to get out to people. People need to know about the phenomenal things that we are doing in our community. Only way that can happen is through visibility, and your subscription allows that to happen. So if you have not done so, please go over to our YouTube channel, Deals with Bob. Click the red subscribe button. And while you're there, make sure you click on that notification bell so you're notified every time we go live. And keep in mind, subscribing is first step to getting those free gifts here from Get to Know Bob. As always, I am so glad we had this conversation. I thank you, Cheryl, for coming back and supporting us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And for all of those watching, I am Sonia M. Weaver. I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar, it does matter, and deal with Bob. See you next Wednesday. Have a great evening.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, bye.